Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to Wingin It. So we're back with another one of these 2v1 games, again with Elsie and Tayro. But this time I'm going to be on my own, so it's me against Tayro and Elsie who will be controlling a single player. So I'm going first in this game, and yeah, it's looking like a pretty good start, I think. Not an amazing starting hand, but some good options in the tray. Obviously, that finch and the yellowthroat, I'd probably like to get hold of both of those. But sadly, I'll have to just pick one and go for the other. So I think I'm probably leaning towards going for the house finch. I mean, to be honest, in this scenario, I'm kind of leaning towards just going 5 food and 4 food and a card, and then just tuck through the house finch. But I might keep the Mississippi kite as well, just as a potential option. Certainly, none of these other birds really catch my eye at all. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll keep that food so I can play the finch. I'll cycle through the bed sparrow for a little bit. And yeah, just kind of see if I can get something better, either for the forest or the wetlands. So wildlife garden, I think that's pretty straightforward. Already we'll have 1 from the house finch, so yeah, that seems straightforward to me. Alright, so they've gone for a pretty straightforward start as well. It looks like 3 food and 2 birds, so yeah, I could leave the house finch as a bit of a mind game. Obviously they've not kept the cherry, and there isn't one in the feeder, so would be a bit awkward for them to get that down, but yeah, it's such a strong bird that for me it's not worth the risk, and I'll just take it straight away. So Lincoln Sparrow in its place, not something amazing there, so I'm not going to worry too much about that now. The Avocet is nice as a counter, I think, to the house finch here, but
These finches are rarely alone.
I'm going to need to turn her off because she's going to be talking over me all game. Right. Never. There we go. See, normally I like to listen to the trivia. Just if I'm playing casually, it's nice as a bit of something in the background along with the music. But yeah, that would get really annoying throughout the rest of this video. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Avocet. Yeah, pretty good counter, I think, to something like the house finch. But early on, it's pretty expensive. I certainly couldn't afford to get that down. I don't know about Tay and Elsie. They obviously have gone for that yellowthroat, so they'll have some card generation, but I have no idea what their food generation is going to look like. So yeah, they might struggle to get the food to get that down quick enough. All right, so yellowthroat, pretty expected there. I'll be interested to see if they do lay eggs before they go for cards. That's another thing we've been talking about quite a bit recently. Whether it's worth going for that extra card or if it's just worth getting the cards early. So, but I'm just going to keep with my original plan. And yeah, basically I've got 3 turns just until that house finch fills up. So I'm hoping, within those 3 turns, I should be able to find something okay. Even if it's just a kind of cheap filler bird for the wetland, I just need something there that's going to allow me to get extra cards. So yeah, I'll wait a little bit. The chimney swift is potentially an option. Obviously, it would help with this end of round goal. So if it does help me win that, yeah, might be something worth considering just as an option to get the worm from the feeder, get that down. It's going to help me get more cards and obviously more eggs as well. So yeah, so they have gone for eggs. I'm not really expecting to pick up that swift. They've got no worms at the moment. So yeah, if I've got 5 turns left, I leave the swift for 1 turn and pick it up the next turn. That still gives me enough turns to pick up the worm, play it, and lay eggs on it. So I can afford to still go 1 more turn, and there we go. Black-chinned hummingbirds. Works with the bonus card. Pretty nice pickup there. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm still considering the swift. Might be a good option, but it's all going to be for that end of round goal, because if you can get an extra 4 points compared to your opponent not getting any from the end of round, then that can be huge early in the game. All right. Oh, here we go. This is classic Tayray right here. Raven digging. So 2 strong wetland birds down. And yeah, they'll be able to see 6 cards a turn, which is just massive. So yeah, they will no doubt just be drawing cards and hoping to find a Raven or something else really strong. So yeah, that's a classic Tayray move. I would imagine he had most of the input on that, but yeah, Elsie no doubt would have gone along with that as well. Right, this is kind of the key decision point. I think it probably is going to be worth going for that Swift, so I will get rid of the kite. I think that's worthwhile doing. And then, oh, there's the ruddy duck. Wow. So there we go. That's the risk you take. You know, I'd gone from the deck, I'd be getting the ruddy duck, and I've already got the worm to get that down. So yeah, that's kind of all 3 of those types of birds there, the yellowthroat, the piebald green, and the ruddy duck. It would be really funny if they pick that up as well and play it as a wetland that's going to make them look at, 8 cards a turn? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So they might take it still just as a denial for me. I think that would still make sense in this position. All right, so they have not taken the ruddy duck. Unsurprisingly, they did draw birds. So yeah, they will have got to look at 6 birds there and basically keep the best 4. So that's a really strong wetland. And yeah, they'll have lots of options for getting some good birds down. But for me, I think I'm going to keep trucking on with what I had planned. So I'll go for the worm. I can get the chimney swift down, and then I'll lay eggs. And I think if that ruddy duck is still there, I might look at tucking the hummingbird, just as a way of being able to pick up that ruddy duck and start to get something in this wetlands as a way of being able to see extra cards. Obviously, the chimney swift will get me at least the option for discarding and getting a second card. But yeah, these kind of ruddy duck type birds, like we see, Tay and Elsie, they've got 2 of these. But even with just 1, it allows you to just cycle through the deck a bit more quickly and find those birds that you'd look to play. All right, they've gone for birds again. So clearly not being able to find exactly what they're looking for straight away, but the longer they keep drawing birds, the more likely they are to find something good. So I don't blame them one for doing that. So yeah, as planned, get this swift down, and then I can lay eggs on the final turn. And yeah, I do quite like the look of that ruddy duck still. Obviously the food is in the bird feeder, pretty easy to get hold of that. So yeah, I think for as long as they aren't able to get something in the forest, these kind of co-op birds that give away food are always a bit more of a risk. So I don't want to be giving them food if they're struggling to get hold of it as well. All right, let's see what they've done. Oh, and they've gone with the hummingbird. That is very interesting. So that could well play into our favour here. So yeah, if they're going to lay eggs and activate that and give us the food from that bird feeder, then absolutely. I'm going to be wanting to get that ruddy duck down really as soon as possible. So I think fairly straightforward here. I'll do the tuck, get the ruddy duck, and there we go. It's not been replaced by something better, which is always nice to see. And there we go, we do get the free seed. And yeah, that's going to help us so much. Just 1 less turn having to gain food means I can get this ruddy duck down straight away. That's really nice for us. So obviously that worm they got, depending on what they play, maybe it's a barn swallow or a purple martin or something like that. That could be really good for them as well. But yeah, that free food has just saved me quite a bit of tempo in the early game, which is always nice. And yep, it's not the barn swallow or the purple martin, but it is the American robin. So yeah, they've got something nice going there. But obviously, yeah, some free food from that hummingbird is absolutely going to help me as well. So I'll stick to the plan, get the ruddy duck down. that nuthatch in the tray. Something I might look at just as a way of getting at least something in the forest. Obviously, for the end of round, I'm going to need something as well by round 3. But yeah, it's a cheap option, and hey, if I can get single free food from them in order to help get that down, then that's going to be very nice. Right, so it's pretty clear that they're going to try and get that falcon down in the grasslands. So yeah, it's whether I make that harder for them and take that rodent, because obviously if I don't, they will be able to lay eggs again and get that, and very easily get their falcon down. So I think I'm going to be annoying here and take that rodent, even if I don't necessarily need it. Oh, and hello. Look at what we have in the tray. I will be taking that. And oh, here we go as well. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, this is all coming together now. Started to regret taking that rodent. Yeah, that if I'd got a worm or something to get this Phoebe down, that obviously would have been preferable. But yeah, that's a really nice pickup that turn. Obviously, the Phoebe will have to be careful if I do play that. I don't want to be giving them too much food. At the moment, they are only getting 1 at a time. So if I can, keep that the case for as long as possible, then that's always going to be nice. But yeah, I think probably the bunting is the priority, because if I can use that to get some food for myself and obviously get a bit from the hummingbird as well, then that's going to be a really, really good start for me. So yeah, may have to get rid of the Phoebe here just for the extra food, which is sad. I don't know. It depends what they do here. Okay, so they have gone for food, or use the hummingbird rather. So I will go for the cherry. Okay, so they picked up something from the tray. Must have been the nuthatch. So yeah, I do wonder if they're going to look to play that just as a way of being able to get a bit more food for themselves. But yeah, I think I like all of these too much to get rid. So I think I might just spend one more turn going for cards here, and yeah, some not bad options. I could even go for the horned owl if I do get a bit more food. I don't know, that might be a bit ambitious, so I will play it safe for now, and yeah, just like I say, try and get these grassland birds down as soon as possible, just for this end of round, really. Alright, so they have played the nuthatch, and yeah, I imagine they will be going for food to try and get this falcon down. So that's going to be 3 grassland birds, I reckon, for them. Probably no more than that. So as long as I can get one of these guys down, and then obviously move the swift, that'd be nice. I could play the Phoebe here, and then go for food and move the swift. That could be an option. But I think really I want to try and get this bunting down, just because that's going to help me more, not help my opponent quite so much. And I have got extra cards like the Hornlark that I can afford to discard here. So I'll be hoping for a worm here, and there we go. So we'll take that worm, and yeah, we will skip the chimney swift this time. Obviously, the bird feeder, the way it's set up, it's kind of in the worst possible position for something like the bunting. Maybe I could play the Phoebe, lay eggs, and then play the bunting. That could be an option, and then I could still, get the 3 birds to help for the end of round. Yep, so they have gone for food. I'm imagining it's going to be, like I said, play the falcon and then lay eggs. So yeah, I will have to think if I can get a free food from that hummingbird, if that's going to help get one of these down. But yeah, I think fairly straightforward for me. Just try and get these birds down, and yeah, hopefully we can tie this end of round goal. Alright, so no surprises, they do get the falcon down. We'll be expecting some eggs here, so I think I'll ditch the snipe. It's because I've got the Merganser that I can look to play instead, and I don't really want to be giving them free cards if I can avoid it, so that's quite a nice reroll. That's going to help certainly get plenty of food from the bunting there. Right, so they did not lay eggs, so they sniped it at the end with the grasshopper spray. So that is interesting. I was not expecting that, so fair play. But yeah, I think that just kind of means at least I can move this chimney swift. Not too worried about that. I think my plan here is just going to be to get this mockingbird down and hopefully start repeating some tucks and getting a bit more in terms of points there. I quite like the look of this Viria just for the next end of round, and even the last one as well, so I think I'll be picking that up, and it helps with the bonus card as well. So yeah, they do take the end of round, which that's a bit surprising, but yeah, here we go. Nothing amazing in the tray that makes me want to go for that, so yeah, I think I will be going for eggs and yeah, picking up the worm to get this mockingbird down. Now, unfortunately, doesn't mean Phoebe's gonna have to go. So, if Geest, if you're watching, I do apologise, but you know, sometimes these things have to be done. Right, so they've probably they've gone for birds. So I wonder if they played all their birds. So obviously nothing in the tray really to go for. So yeah, they'll just be getting some birds, I think, to tuck through that robin. But yeah, we'll get this mockingbird down. I think now's the right time. Then I'll be able to draw cards and obviously move that swift back up and get the 4 eggs, which yeah, that'll be good. And really, then I think I just need to try and focus on getting this Viria down, and then I can shift that swift back up into the forest and yeah, hopefully at least get a tie at the end of round. Obviously it would depend what birds they've drawn, if they have got anything good for the forest, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Right, so they've gone for food and reset my lovely bird feeder. It's interesting that they've gone for food there. Clearly they are trying to avoid using this hummingbird, but really, you know, only 2 food and a point. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth taking that just to deny giving me a free food. But anyway, I think we'll go for cards as planned, and that's another nice pull on the blue-winged warbler for sure. So yeah, certainly some good options. Probably the barn owl is the one. Actually, I could keep that. I've already got 1 rodent. I think probably the warbler and the Viria I will look to get down, but yeah, golden eye. Maybe it's too late for golden eye. I don't really have that much cavity nest space anyway, so yeah, I think I probably will ditch the golden eye here. The chickadee's an interesting one. That could potentially come into play if I do, you know, want to play it as a way of getting the end of round, but yeah, have to wait and see on that and make a judgment call. All right. Oh, and they've got the Junco, so that is an interesting play. It's quite late. See, we'll get them some food, but yeah, they must have a lot of cards if they've been using this wetland. So they presumably will be able to feed that Junco for long enough. But for us, yeah, I think we'll just go for eggs. I will leave the swift as it is for now. Now, I think I'm going to copy the bunting here just to get those 2 worms, so I know I'll be able to get either the warbler or the vireo down. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking now I could potentially play the warbler and the barn owl as my 2 birds in the forest, but I don't know, that feels a bit of a waste. So I think I will tuck the owl. And yeah, really at this point, I've got a few leftover birds to just cycle through the house finch, and hopefully I'll be able to pick up something good to play in this last round. Alright, so they are being nice and giving me the free food. Kind of wish I kept that owl now, because I could get that rodent and play it, but I think I'll just go for the fish, and yeah, hope for a nice big point wetland bird. See something like Atlantic Puffin would be really good, so we'll just have to wait and see what we can get. Quite a nice reroll there though, just for the extra food from the bunting, so hopefully some of that stays by the time I lay eggs. Now the big question is, do I go for the warbler or the vireo? Now for the bonus card, I might want to get both down, and obviously the vireo is going to help for that last end of round as well. Kind of thinking probably want to play the long spur as well, just for those ground nest spaces. Currently they have got 5, and I'm just on 2, so obviously that would be then 4 and 8 with these 2 birds, so potentially could look at getting them down. But it is always a risk with bonus cards, and certainly when you look at, I've only got 5 birds, 6, 7, 8, even something like Oologist, it's going to be difficult. Ecologist I'm not going to score that highly on. There's quite a few that I'd miss out on, so I think for now at least I'm going to play it safe and get this warbler down, and then I can always assess and see, maybe I get some big point birds that I can look to play instead in the last round. Alright, and they have played a warbler of their own, and they're not going to be able to play anything else, so they've not got any food. So that means we will tie, which is nice. Obviously, always good to be able to tie that end of round, considering that I didn't have any forest birds. To suddenly be able to get these 2 in the last couple of turns, yeah, that's always nice. So we will move the swift up. I'm going to copy the house finch now, and that's one of those big point birds I was talking about. So yeah, I might look at this pipit place of the long spur just because it is a bit cheaper, and it's at least a decent 3 points for 2 food. It's not terrible. I will need to think a little bit. Obviously I'm going to gain food next turn, but yeah, if I can get a grassland bird down before that, and certainly with the pipit I'll be able to do that. I think that's not a bad option to have. So I think I will go for the pipit here. Okay, more free food. I guess I'll go for the rodent just to give me something a bit different. But man, great egret or something would be such a nice pull at this point. Alright, so they've gone for birds again, which is interesting. I did wonder, just with that Junko, if they were going to run out a bit earlier, but I thought that, by playing it at the point they did, they must have already had enough, so that's nice for us. Means that that's a 0 point turn spent. Now, just with the amount of free food they have been giving, I'm kind of having second thoughts about going for food, just because, again, it's another 0 point turn, whereas at least, if I play this pipit, or I could even overpay a bit on the long spur and just get that extra egg space. It just means that I can keep laying eggs. Certainly I've got the space to lay eggs at least a couple more times. So yeah, it would be a bit of a gamble if I play the long spur and don't get some free food, because then I'm relying on getting a worm from the bunting. So yeah, that does tempt me. And I'm kind of expecting I should be getting at least 1 more free food from them if they are going to try and get some birds down. So I'll take the gamble. I'll get this long spur down, overpay a little bit, and Just hope for a nice bonus card. And that's not a nice bonus card. Fairy Manager probably is going to be the one that would work, if any. Yeah, just being able to get that Pipit down. That's probably the one to go for. So, yeah, bit of a shame. But all is not lost. I might still be able to make that work. Alright, so they have gone for eggs. And I'm getting some free food, so pretty straightforward. I think take the seed here. Just so that I can at least get the cherry on the bunting when I do lay eggs. Now I did just remember I have got this bonus, so the Vireo might have been a better play than the long spur there, but I'd still drawn the same bonus card, so yeah, would not have been great. And you know, I might still be able to play the Vireo at this point. The Night Heron, that's going to be 8 points after eggs, whereas the Vireo is going to be 6 plus another bonus card. So as long as I can get 2 out of that bonus card, yeah, might be worth going for. And of course it's cheaper, so yeah, I think I will lay eggs, and you know, if I can get some more free worms, then I think I would look to get both of these down. So yeah, sorry, Night Heron, I think you're gonna have to go. Now the Kingfisher does intrigue me as well. Obviously, like the Vireo, it's going to help the Bowl Nest bonus. I'll easily be able to get it down. Yeah, obviously not taking the gamble on the bonus card, but even more ground nest spaces. So I think I'll pick it up. Just at the very least, it does, you know, stop my opponent getting it. Although what I should be doing is going from the deck first. There we go. Actually, the Clark's is even better than the Kingfisher. So let's have a look at nest spaces. At the moment, I've got 6. They've got 5. I'm expecting something to go down that's going to help them for this, but I'm not really sure what. Given that food, it's a bit all over the place. So yeah, I think playing these two with the food I've got at the moment could be good. Going to help get me loads of egg spaces. That Grebe is going to help with the bonus card. Pipit's going to help with the other one. So yeah, I think I will go for the Kingfisher still, just as a way of stopping my opponent taking it. Right, they have laid eggs and not used the hummingbird. I'm assuming they discarded a seed and they got a second one back from the Junco, so yeah, 2 turns left. They're probably going to play something and lay eggs, so I will get this Grebe down, I think. Although really, you know, is there any rush? Yeah, I think I do need to get this down. And yeah, that's sorted that bonus card out, which is nice. And yeah, I can then see what they've played. If I need the ground nest spaces, I can play the Pipit and then lay eggs. Or I can just lay eggs twice and take the guaranteed points. Right, oh, wild turkey. Of course. Okay, so they're going to be able to lay 5 more eggs. So that's going to get them up to 10. Whereas at the moment, I can only get to 8. However, if I do play this Pipit, I can then get 4 eggs down on between the Pipit and the Grebe, so that'll get me up to 10. Yeah, I feel like that was a bit of a mistake from them. Unless that Vireo really helps with a bonus card, by using that extra food, they now can't discard. So if they could have discarded, they would maybe have been able to get. Oh, they still would have got 10. But then they could have used the hummingbird. I think that was a mistake by either discarding before on the previous turn and not saving the food to discard now, or skipping that hummingbird and not giving them the food, because if they could have had the food now and discarded, that's going to get them 5 base and then another one off the sparrow for 6. And I can't catch that, so yeah, little bit of a misplay there, I feel. So yeah, now I just calculate. Pipit is going to be 3 plus 3 minus 2 eggs is 4 plus a bonus. Now, I played the Kingfisher. I'm still only going to be able to get to 10, so that's not going to help. So I think the Pipit, as long as I get, well, I don't even need anything off the bonus because it's going to help me for the end of round. This is definitely a better play. So make sure we discard from the right spaces and hope for a nice bonus card. I will take it. I will take it. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, 2 points at the end is not bad. And hey, do you know what? Obviously, the bonus is doing some heavy lifting, but 12 points from 3 is not bad at all. I think you take that in most circumstances. So, yeah, happy with that. All right, last turn, and unsurprisingly, they have laid eggs and got to their 10. So I will do the same now. I'm not sure who's going to win this. I think it's going to be pretty close, but I think they're probably just going to edge it. Some of those plays in this last round, particularly that double play, that was really nice for them and got them a lot of points. So, yeah, I think we probably were a little bit ahead just going into this last round, but I feel like they've clawed it back. So with nicer bonus cards, we might have had more of a chance. But here we go. We shall see who's going to come on top. I think they're going to have more tuck cards. So really good lead-in bonus cards, and I think a bit of a lead-in end of round as well. So it's going to be close. I think this is going to be close. Oh, and it is. It's a single point in it. Wow, and there you go. So potentially, it's that last end of round. Just being able to nick that tie from the jaws of defeat, really. I think they probably weren't expecting that. So, yeah, that's wow, that's a good feeling. Definitely, I was ahead going into that last round, but I thought they'd done enough to claw it back. So, yeah, really, really good game. Yeah. 2 really nice bonus cards for them, but I guess they just couldn't make either of them work. So that's a bit unfortunate. But I had some bad fortune, I think, with some of these bonus cards as well. But yeah, there you go. I think we will have a little bit of a debrief with Tay and Elsie. So I will cut back when we get to that.
Hello.
Wow. I mean, I knew it was going to be close. I knew it was going to be close, but I didn't think it was going to be 1 point.
Yeah, I mean we basically miss out on points because we were greedy.
Yeah. I think there were a couple of misplays just for that last end of round goal.
Hey, Elsie, you agreed to that, so
Right? I didn't. Okay.
You have to take some responsibility.
Did you discard a food on the previous turn before playing?
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was your mistake.
Yeah.
Because if you saved it, you could have played the eggs on the very other turkey and won.
Yeah, it cost 2 points there, which would have made a difference.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
Wow.
I thought you had me. I felt like I was ahead going into that last round, but like your Grasslands was way better, and that Vireo turkey double play was just huge. And then I was just continually drawing crappy bonus cards, which weren't helping me. So yeah, I knew it'd be close, but
Did you see ours? Ours are a mess.
Yeah, not great either.
We had Falconer and Food Web Expert, and we got 4 points.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, you gamble a lot too with that house finch in early game, I assume, because that was a
Yeah. So I
was convinced you had a raven.
Nah. So I had I had house finch and something else that I was just going to start tucking through. And then I saw that chimney swift come up, and I thought, well, if I get that down, that's going to win the first end of round, and it's going to help for all the others. So that kind of made sense. And I was surprised you left the ruddy duck. I was really surprised you didn't deny that from me, because I had no wetlands. And you basically left that for me so I could pick it up, and then you gave me the food to play it with the hummingbird, and that just saved me so much time. I could just get that down, and yeah, I had basically had a wetlands from nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we're just overdrawing with our wetland and totally.
I mean, when
ruddy.
when the ruddy duck appeared, I thought, okay, they've already got the yellow-throated the grebe. Is it overkill to play the ruddy duck on top of that? But I at least thought you'd take it just to stop me from having it, because you're already seeing so many cards. You can afford to spend one of those cards denying me. But
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, when those two went down, I was like, oh, this is classic Tayray going raven digging. Let's see if it works.
Well, we did not find a raven. There you go.
No, but you got a hummingbird robin, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that was really good and helped to set up our game early.
Definitely. All right, well, thank you very much for watching, and please do check out Tayray's video for their perspective working with Elsie on this game.